And since becoming president of Anthem, many people ask me, how do I balance my work life and home life? And so I would tell you, like many people in this room, I don't think I do it very well. I try very hard to have balance, and I would tell you it's something I think about all the time, and I just blew it twice this week. Remember, it's Thursday. And I missed my daughter's first cheering. My daughter, you should know, I have a daughter who is head of all basketball, all soccer. She thinks dressing up's wearing a jersey, right? She joined cheer, and I'm confused, right? Because I've known her as this other child. Her first night cheering was last night. I was in Atlanta at a board meeting. And so I just, you know how you have those nights and you just realize you made the wrong call. And it just was one of those moments. My husband calls me, he's like, she was great, everybody was here. And you think, oh. And you're going to have those moments of, oh, I did the wrong thing. But as long as you're recognizing it and you know you can move forward, you're really going to focus and get there. And I'm grateful. I have great kids, great husband. And your kids, I don't know about you, but my kids like to give me what they call input into how I'm doing. Do you get that at home, right? They like to give you a little feedback because you're giving them feedback, and they like to tell you how you're doing overall. And let me just say, listen to them, because I had a fundraiser at my house. And my daughter kept saying to me, she's a senior in high school, and she kept saying to me, it was a very important fundraiser for us, and my daughter kept saying to me, your shirt's open. And I would look down and my shirt looks fine, like this, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm busy, it's fine. I get a picture back where I have my arms around people like this, completely open, right here, just pops open. So when I say listen to your kids, listen to your kids. They might be giving you advice for things that really would be so much better on overall. So I'm telling you, do it and do it now. You don't have to be super mom and a working mom, or super dad and a working dad. You just have to make it a priority. And I was thinking about this. I was asked, I got to go to an awards luncheon in Washington for these incredible women overall, just like being here today. And they said, what's your quote about leadership? And I thought, I don't have a quote on leadership. Do you guys have a quote on leadership? So I thought about it. And really, my quote was less about work than it was about balance. And so my quote was, don't lose sight of what's important in your quest for success. You won't remember the important meetings you missed, but you will remember the birthdays. And so as you move up in life and you think that that meeting's so important and you have to go there, just remember overall, you won't remember that in the end. And I'd also be surprised if you didn't hear this analogy before. In case of an emergency, put the oxygen mask over your face first and then help your child. In other words, don't forget to take care of yourself. And we saw earlier how few of you are doing that, right? I lost everybody in the end right there. And then finally, women are great jugglers. We do everything. We keep a smile on our face if we can. But sometimes we forget to do it with a sense of humor, right? And so with that in mind, let me give you the top 5 irreverent, remember they're irreverent, signs that you know you've shattered the glass ceiling. And men, I'm just kidding. So just so you know, it's joking. Number 5, you find yourself in a very important meeting, look around and realize there's no one you could even begin a conversation with about shoes. Number 4, you find yourself reading the sports page just to know what all the talk's about between the meetings. Number 3, you take up golf and you do those crazy air swings. I know you've seen this, and putting moves, and you pretend to be swinging with nothing in your hands. Have you ever seen that happen in your offices? Number 2, when talking to a man about the glass ceiling, he doesn't even mention Windex. And number 1, you're the only woman invited to the meeting, but you miss half of it because the discussion continues at the break in the men's room. How often does that happen, right? We do that in the women's room at my office, so I'm just kidding. In closing, I'd like to thank you again for inviting me to be with you today. It's an inspiration to be in the company of so many accomplished women. I read the finalists. I am so impressed and in awe and really feel like I'm delighted to be able to be here among you as well, and wish you continued success in your lives and career. I'd like to end with a wonderful quote from Barbara Bush from her commencement address to Wesley College. Wesley, I got that wrong. She concluded with this: and who knows, somewhere out there in this audience, there may even be someone who one day will follow in my footsteps and preside over the White House as the president's spouse. I wish him well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Aaron, for that inspiring talk. You know, I'll let you know, there really isn't anything that interesting happening in the men's room. Trust me. Your husband, you know the deal. So, well, I really enjoyed that, and as a man now having kids of my own, I think that really comes home as you start to realize the challenges that women go through. And my wife coming through the airport in San Francisco over the weekend, she got stopped going through because she had her breast pump that she brought with her. We didn't have her kids. It's the first time in 2 years we've ever left without our kids. So we're very excited. We get stopped. Okay, no problem. On the way back through San Francisco, they stop and they say, oh, well, we didn't know if you knew this, but this breast pump is explosive material. So are you kidding me? You know, we're sitting here with 20 minutes to go before we get on our flight and everything, and I just thought, you know what, the ATHENAs are coming up, and I'm developing my appreciation of what all of you have to go through on a daily basis. So thank you, Aaron. After receiving many nominations, our judges went through difficult deliberation to choose the 11 finalists. This year's ATHENA finalists were judged on the following criteria: demonstrating excellence, creativity, initiative in their business or profession, providing valuable service by contributing time and energy to their community, and assisting women in reaching their full leadership potential. At this time, we would like to recognize all who participated in the nomination and awards process. When your name is called, please stand to be recognized. Marion Allman, Lori Althouse. We can clap for folks. Brittany Ballard. Susan Branscombe. Karen Dorn. Laura Ford Harris. Peggy Grenke. Sue LaChapelle. Amy Ostigny. Kathy Rambo. Lisa Sanato. Dr. Chantel Thomas. And Judy Thompson. Let's continue our applause for helping them select our 11 finalists from an amazing pool of accomplished women. I would now like to introduce Amy Scribner. She is the Director of Development at the Cincinnati Eye Institute Foundation. Amy.
Good afternoon. I invite you to join me in recognizing the members of our ATHENA Hall of Fame who are in attendance today. These accomplished women are all past finalists who are listed in your program. And I can tell you, if I can gain an ounce of their wisdom and success by just merely uttering their name, I will be truly transformed at the end of this list. We are honored that they are here to show their support. Ladies, please stand when I call your name. Please remain standing. And if the audience could hold your applause until the end, that would be great. From the class of 2006, Marion Allman. That's okay. Beth Gawley. Dr. Chantel Thomas. From the class of 2007, Suzanne LaChapelle. From the class of 2008, Susan Branscombe. Vanessa Freitag. Karen Renz. Donna Salyers. Dr. Robin White. From the class of 2009, Barbara J. Kondo. Kathleen Rambo. Amy Katz. From the class of 2010, Judith Harmony. Nancy Reese. Karen Sackstetter, Cindy Roy. Thank you for being with us today to honor this year's Athena finalists.
Thank you, Amy. And now, what we're all waiting here for, without further ado, let's take a closer look at our 2011 Athena Award finalists. Our first 2011 finalist is Barbara Boniface. Barbara is the CEO of Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, a chapter comprised of 53,000 girls in a 32-county area of Ohio and Indiana. After graduating from The Ohio State University with a degree in social work, she took a job with the Girl Scouts that she thought would be a stopgap until she found work in her field. 40 years later, her commitment to sound business principles has helped the Girl Scouts flourish under her and her management team. Barbara has helped thousands of girls, staff, and volunteers get on the same page and focus on the Girl Scouts mission to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. She also has served as a mentor to women who have gone out to become CEOs of other Girl Scout councils. Please show our video.
Well, we help girls develop self-esteem, those 21st century skills, problem solving, critical thinking, communication, relationships with others. We help girls develop life skills. Women lead from both the head and the heart. Yet they're still trying to emulate men. And my advice is, be who you are, be what you do, because it is effective, and we need more of that kind of leadership in our businesses. Well, one of the things I might suggest is that you stay in touch with that 9-year-old girl that you once were, and that you get up every morning and you do something that you did when you were 9. Maybe it's turn a cartwheel, or maybe it's ride a bike. But if you stay in touch with that, you will always be young. What more young people should do is to treat every opportunity that they do as a learning opportunity, as an experience, all right? They should process it themselves and not let people tell them that it's negative or that it's wrong. They can do that through a very simple exercise of saying, well, what did I do? What would I do differently the next time? And what would I do in the future?
Congratulations, Barbara Boniface. Barbara, please come to the front of the podium to be recognized. We're going to be taking photos down to your right. It's always the first, right? Our second finalist is Deborah Brenneman. Deborah is a successful partner at Thompson Hine LLP in the labor and employment and business litigation practice groups. She was instrumental in creating the law firm's Spotlight on Women program, an initiative which she provides mentoring to women in the firm as well as educational and social networking opportunities. Deborah also helped jumpstart the Exhale Dance Tribe, working with the company's founders to form a board of directors and start fundraising efforts. She is a mentor to a teen mom and says that she, as a mother of 4 daughters, feels an excitement and a duty to help those who come along after me.
I think in the last many years, women enter the workforce in numbers equal or greater than their male colleagues, but they somehow, in many professions, seem to have a difficult time reaching those upper levels. I think a lot of it has to do with retention issues and getting into that mid-phase of the career where there are a lot of demands in terms of juggling a career and a family and outside interests and demands, and getting through that hurdle and staying with it. And so I do encourage women when they're in that sort of mid-level to just find a way to make it work, and to stick with what's important to you, whatever that is, but to find a way to make it work. Find the support systems, be creative about how you approach the tasks and the things that you have to do. I think the way to really make a difference is to choose those things that have some meaning to you and that you feel strongly about. When you have a passion, it helps drive your desire to stay involved. It helps drive your ability to influence that organization and to make a difference.
Congratulations, Deborah Brenneman.